everyone, 411 Business here, and today we have William with HARP Angel Home Buyers. William, tell us a little bit about you, and then tell us about HARP Angel Home Buyers.
Well, I'm a superhero in the evenings and I'm a home buyer in the afternoon. So a little bit about myself. I'm a former CIA, FBI, NSA Homeland headhunter and operative that pivoted into real estate. And so now I'm a real estate wholesaler. We handle novations, but we kind of attack this more in a different route. We want to help people rather than always trying to lowball. So we do real estate wholesaling and try to get people the best offers we can get for them.
I love that. So where are you what all places are you located in?
So I actually am located in Tampa, Florida. However, the places that we buy, usually we kind of focus on some of the big cities, but we don't really discriminate against that. Sometimes we'll do smaller cities, but we focus on Florida. Georgia is our headquarters for the other entity, and HARP Angel is Tampa. And Texas we focus on as well because these are hot buying areas. But we also will branch out and work on any of the red states. And everybody will know why it's in real estate is why red states over blue because of the tenant laws. But yeah.
So that's great. That's great. So is there anything else that you want to share with us today? Because I didn't prepare questions.
Definitely. So that's fine too. I'm more the type of guy that really likes to tell the story rather than get to ask the question. So just a little synopsis of kind of how I got into this industry is that not only my partner and friend works and is in the industry, but I see a lot of people out here that despise of us because of people lowballing. I'm always trying to just get them, take advantage of people with the numbers. So what I've made it a point of doing is not just trying to make money from it, trying to educate individuals. So when people, for example, I have a property right now, the girl wants 315,000 and all houses are selling for 180 and it needs 80K in repairs. And so we need to educate people and let them know, well, I would love to give you the most I can, but based off of all of these sales going on versus what they're selling for. And then I give them data so that they see like, oh, wow, well, yeah, I'm not going to sell because of this and this. So it works out in their favor because then they're going to see, okay, well, that's why I haven't sold in 6 months, or that's why I haven't sold in a year. But then another part of that is kind of in a situation that we are is that people will say, hey, I want to buy your house, or I want to be the buyer. I want to buy your house. And they're not really the buyer. All they're doing is locking people up under a contract and finding a buyer. And so they're essentially lying to you right out the gate. I try to talk to people, let them know, hey, I'm an investor. We do buy, and we buy quite a bit. But if it's not within our range, we usually will try to find somebody else to buy it at a higher rate to meet more closer to what you're looking for. And that gives us a little bit of time. But it's pretty wild out here when people will get you under contract, lock you up for 60 days and not do anything about it. And then people can't sell their house. They lose their house. I've seen people go into foreclosure and lose their home because somebody said they were buying and they weren't, and legally bind it in a contract. And then people would put a memorandum on their house and they can't even sell the house regardless because they have a memorandum with another company, and then they have to go through that legal process. So we came in here with a bigger heart, and obviously with the company HARP Angel Home Buyers. In a sense, I try to be the angel that comes in there and sweeps people off the feet and helps them in the right way, and be truthful.
I really like that because I know going through the process myself, it's like, oh my gosh, you just don't know. And to people who do this every single day, it seems like they can do it in their sleep. It's no big deal, but it can be very nerve-wracking for someone who has no clue. And then all of a sudden you start getting 50,000 phone calls a day. Everyone wants they're acting like they all want to buy your home. And then they're like, okay, well, I sent you a contract. I sent you a contract. I sent you a contract. And you're like, what do I do? How do I know what's real and what's not? So it's really important to be able to have safety in what we're doing. So, and as
Exactly.
a seller, exactly what you said, I never know if the person is really the buyer or not.
Exactly. And so that's one of the things too that Yes, people could be transparent, and there's good companies out there. There are good people out there, but at the end of the day, we essentially are in the business to make money. We are in the business to, make sure we have a return on the investment. So when people see a property that they think, oh, well, they're selling for this, and they want that high amount, and that comes with education. Is we have to educate them that if I buy your house at 300 and they're selling for 390, 80K in repairs, we're already upside down. So it doesn't make any sense. And although I'd love to have it work for you, and so a lot of people just aren't educated, and that's where we try to come in. And like I was in your sense, some people send us contracts to review for them. And in other sense, if they don't, we can easily look up info based off of the name of the company that sent you the contract. And a lot of the times, we find out that these companies are this one-man shows, and all they're doing is just trying to find a buyer. Most of them, I would say 80% of the time, they don't have a buyer. And what happens is, in this case, they will say, I have a buyer at this price, when we know clearly, based off the MLS and everything else, that the house isn't worth that much. So what they're going to do to you is saying, okay, here in 3 weeks, because we got under contract for 30 days, we're going to say that, oh, well, our lender, this is their excuses, because I use it too in census. I'm not going to lie. They will say, my lenders, we try to get it to work. The lender just said those numbers won't work, so we're going to actually have to come down on the price. And guess what? You're already locked in a contract. So what are you going to do? You're like, well, I can't really get out. I can't do anything. So then you have to go down, and that's how they get you, when they keep you under a contract. And that's where they get you, and they lock you in. So that's good that you didn't sign anything too, yet, because they will do that. They'll come back and they'll use an excuse. So a lot of these people, what they'll do is a burn and turn game. They will get as many under contract as they can, and they will then come back and renegotiate after they already have a contract, because they have you at leverage now. And
Wow.
that's the ticket. Yeah, they use that as leverage.
How do people protect themselves? Is it, I mean, more earnest money down, or do they do shorter contracts, a 30-day contract? I mean,
Research. It's really research. And honestly, if somebody's going to try to lock you up with a 30-day contract, then they're not going to sell. And now if somebody's going to say, hey, I need 5 days due diligence and we're going to have a closing, or I need 7 days due diligence, then you have a little idea of that they actually have buyers, or they're the buyer themselves. So with us, we usually do, because we have buyers and we buy ourselves. We buy a lot actually in Smyrna and Marietta, Cobb County. That's actually one of the places that Peter and I both actually buy ourselves, because that's just a good area. So we would say, hey, Joanne, we're going to put you under contract. We're going to close on whatever date that we set, but we only need 5 days due diligence. But here's the deal, though. We've already seen your property, so we actually don't need due diligence. And so if you get somebody that has seen your property and they want to get under contract, if they say zero due diligence, then they're 100% legit, because they're going to owe you the earnest money without it. Now, if they put you under anything over 7 days due diligence, they're hunting for buyers. That's your trick to know. Either 7 days due diligence or less. Anything above that, they're just trying to hunt for buyers and they don't have one.
oh, that's very good insight. That's very good insight. Okay, well, there you have it, 411. Everyone go in, hit that like button, subscribe to us. You'll be able to contact William. William, give them, how can they reach you outside of 411 business?
Actually, here, I will share. You can reach me at my HARP Angel Home Buyers.com, and also that number that you can call as well. And anybody can call me, text me anytime they want, is 813-519-5102. And yes, that's out there for everybody. Call, text, blow me up if you'd like. The number is available, and I will be the one that I'm answering. This is no other person. It's directly to me.
There you go, 411. Go ahead, contact him, and thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, William, so much for coming on today.
Thank you too. Let's go.
I love it.